Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. Today, we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of finance. Let's just dive in. Let's start off with this video. So I included this video recently in one of my videos talking about the BRICS, talking about the US dollar. Now, when we look at what's happening around the world, I believe that we are ever closer to the official rollout of the new system. But I do believe that few things are starting to trickle, and I think that it has already started. But when it goes into full effect, it is going to be too late for many individuals to prepare. This is why I have been warning about it for so long. And I also have been telling you guys how to prepare, and it's crazy because I get so many responses discussing the idea on, that I'm a conspiracy theorist and that I'm just spewing nonsense, that it's absolutely crazy, that oh, like what are you talking about? Because I've been talking about the idea of accumulating crypto, gold, silver, physical gold and silver, by the way, and other assets, food, water, trading opportunities as well. You got to barter with certain items. A lot of people have been bringing up alcohol and cigarettes and things like that. But also think about it like this, right? Weaponizing yourself. A lot of people think I'm crazy for saying that. But the thing is that things are going to get a lot worse, especially in the US with inflation already brewing. Think about it like this. When the US dollar is officially gone, and when I say gone, I mean the reserve currency status around it is gone. We are going to see hyperinflation like we've never seen it before. I'm telling you right now that things are going to get a lot worse. If you thought 2008 was bad, this is far greater than 2008. This is why I have been warning about preparing for what's coming. You need to ensure that you are set up not only financially, but resource wise as well for this. Now, listen closely to this video. It's about 52 seconds long.
The Federal Reserve knows the dollar is finished. I mean, honest to God, if I could speak about maybe something I've heard at some point, maybe from somebody reputable, maybe not, you never know. I'm just going to throw something out there that I heard, that the BRIC nations want off the dollar, and they're going to do it August 1st of this year. So they have their own version of the SWIFT system, an international payment system that will run everything but the dollar. And joining that list is Saudi Arabia. This is big. China's on that list. Russia's on that list. Brazil is on that list. Thailand's on that list. There's a lot of countries that are tired of the dollar and they want off.
And I have been saying this for so long. In fact, there was an article that got posted back in October of last year, and I reported on this back in October as well, where we did see the BRICS working to develop a new reserve currency. Now, I talked about it. A lot of people are trying to tie it back to crypto. It's this, that, whatever. Again, you can make of this whatever you will. You could speculate however you want. I'm not sitting here trying to speculate the fact that they're going to utilize XRP. But I will get into that here in a second. One thing that I've been reporting on, though, is the fact that they have been trying to develop this new reserve currency, especially going all the way back to 2022. I think that in March of 2022, that's what really ignited this major push against the dollar. And I also think that that's what really kind of started the push towards the new financial system. Now, recently, we did see a huge report because everyone was this is what shocked everyone. And like I said, I've been reporting on this for so long that it's just kind of crazy that this is seeing the light of day now. But we do see Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa just announced that they are developing a new currency. This comes after Brazil and China agreed to use the Chinese yuan in transactions. We also did see France, right? France was working with China on with natural gas on trades. It was actually liquefied natural gas, LNG, which was crazy. But we do see the new currency may be backed by commodities. People are sick of inflation and instability. So yeah, this is huge, right? This is a huge deal. And we are seeing a major pushback against the US dollar. I think that these nations see the fact that the US dollar basically has zero value tied to it. Again, the only thing really kind of keeping a thread, or I should say, having the US dollar keep its status and really kind of just being that thread that holds it away from absolute collapse is the petrodollar deal. And we know that Saudi Arabia is moving very fast with China, as well as the BRICS nations. Now, also, we've seen, talking about XRP, right? Like, you actually look at XRP for value transfer. We know that XRP is a perfect example of a great trade opportunity for, we'll say paying for trade or just trading in general for. $755 million moved in 4 seconds for a penny. We just recently seen that, right? Well, we do see Russia to allow international trade in Bitcoin crypto for any industry report. So this was big, right? This was a huge one. A lot of people were tying this back to how crypto was basically going to become their infrastructure around this new currency because, they tied it right back to BRICS because on the same day, these both got posted, October 4th. Now, from there, we also did see Russia and Iran eye up trade using cryptocurrencies to avoid dollars and sanctions, January 18th. Now, again, does this mean that we are going to see, XRP being the reserve currency? Because a lot of people bring up that idea. No, I don't believe that is going to be the case, but I do think that XRP would be a perfect token. And in fact, the use case around XRP as a trade token, I don't want to say trade token, but a bridge currency or just a cross-border payment currency is perfect. But their main idea was utilizing a stablecoin backed by gold reserves. They wanted to develop a stablecoin backed by gold reserves. This could very well be that, right? This could be a stablecoin backed by gold. It's going to be very interesting to see what actually happens from here on out around the BRICS. I think that everyone should be watching them very closely. One thing that I have said around this new financial system, though, because I think that this is the beginning of that rollout, is crypto will play a vital role in the evolution of finance. It just makes 100% sense. I think that everyone that is turning a blind eye to crypto will miss out on a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I do think that generations ahead of them is going to really kind of. I think that they're going to be extremely frustrated because this is a huge opportunity for anybody that can actually see the writing on the wall. But also, our country is not reporting on any of this. The US is almost oblivious to it, which made me question on if this is all by plan or if there's a much larger event coming. But again, we've kind of started talking about CBDCs and this new world order around controlling everyday life through, well, money. I mean, hey, everyday life right now is basically controlled by money, anyways, technically. But we do see why a BRICS currency is a flawed idea. We constantly, look down upon BRICS and say that, oh, well, they're not going to achieve any of this. But the problem is that, guess what? We already know that many nations want to join the BRICS. Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Algeria, Argentina, Mexico, Nigeria. Also, Egypt has really been adamant about joining the BRICS, but these are major countries, and these are just among the latest. There's like 13 plus that want to join the BRICS. And the craziest thing about all of this is that, again, going all the way back to October of 2022, we've seen Russia, China may be preparing new gold-backed. Russia, China may be preparing new gold-backed currency, but expert assures U.S. dollar safest currency today. Look at what ended up happening from October 29th of 2022 to now. Yeah, this is exactly why mainstream media should 100% be avoided, and you need to 100% do your own research. But over here, is BRICS a threat to the dollar? July of 2022. Back in July and August, we were definitely adamant about talking about the BRICS and what they were going to do next because we've seen a big problem brewing for the US dollar even during that time. Well, in this article, they talk about in 2021, the BRICS countries contributed $24.44 trillion to the world economy, representing 24% of the total GDP. In contrast, the G7 produced about 45% of the total world GDP. Very interesting, right? Well, now, as you look at GDP, and I just reported on this yesterday, the five countries in BRICS, just the five, contribute 31.5% of the global GDP, while the G7 has fallen to 30%. And when you look at the G7, well, guess what? France is in there. France just allowed trade with China. They just, did a massive trade with them. And also, right, you got to look at the other nations wanting to join the BRICS. When you combine all of this, their GDP is going to grow rapidly. And if the BRICS become the reserve currency, guess what that means for the US? The US dollar is basically finished. Hyperinflation will brew. This is why you need to prepare. You need to diversify outside of crypto, and you need to diversify outside of finance itself. Make sure that you are stockpiling food. Make sure that you are stockpiling water. You're weaponizing yourself. You're doing barter trade opportunities as well. Like when we look at what's happening around the world, guess what? They are done with the US. They are done utilizing the US dollar. And look at the events that are happening around the US, even with crypto. I don't blame these nations for pushing back against the US because we have basically printed them also into astronomical inflation. We have ruined economies after economies due to the US weaponizing the US dollar as a financial weapon and also weaponizing even SWIFT. It's the number one reason why these nations are moving away from SWIFT and the US dollar. And this is only going to continue to ignite. And this is a big deal. Recently, we talked about everything happening around the BRICS. Anderson actually posted this. It's a bunch of screenshots around China and Brazil to settle trades in their own currencies, ditching the US dollar. Then over here as well, Saudi Arabia enters trade alliance with China, Russia, India, Pakistan, and four Central Asian nations to step further away from the reliance on the US dollar. Then also, just in China and France complete first LNG gas trade using Chinese yuan, ending reliance on the US dollar for energy trades. And then last but not least, of course, Saudi Arabia partners with China to build a Chinese oil refinery for 83.7 billion yuan, $12.2 billion. I want you guys to understand that things are happening rapidly. And honestly, if you blink, you might miss everything because that's how fast things have moved in just the last year alone. Now, also, right? Last year, everyone laughed about the idea of gold playing a significant role in the future of the BRICS. Now, everyone is talking about it. I think what's crazier about this is the fact that everyone has called me crazy for talking about the BRICS expanding rapidly. In fact, here was a discussion around how Russia would be an integral part to the BRICS. BRICS carving the path for a new system of the BRICS nations, and those are seeking to join. Most are linked to Ripple through partnerships and central banks, which I have talked about as well. I actually made a full-on video just discussing the connections with the BRICS and also XRP. But also in this video, I was warning about what was coming. Mainly, I was talking about how the US dollar is at stake. And all of this is from August. I was talking about it back in August. I was even talking about it back in March of 2022. I was also talking about it during all of 2022 because of the events that were happening. I don't think people really realize what really is happening right now around our economy. And like I said, most US individuals will be caught off guard. I think that a lot of individuals will be shocked by what is going to be, coming within the next couple of days, weeks, months ahead. And the next, couple years, I really do think that a lot of people will be completely financially ruined. And this is not me being dark. This is not me being, gloom and doom. I just want you guys to realize that what we are seeing right now is the evolution of the financial system, and it's not for the greater good of the US. The US is going to be left behind because guess what? We had so long to fix our issues, and yet we just made them worse. We printed ourselves into oblivion. We have caused financial ruin, not only within the US, but also even outside of the US. And these nations, well, guess what? They're fed up. They're done with it. And it's not just the BRICS. It's many other major nations that are moving towards the BRICS and coming together for a massive move away from the US dollar. And I want you all to understand what is happening right now. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are on this. Before this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.